What's up? We're here at Tyler Scott, and somebody from the Animal Pack website wanted to know how to properly do a snatch. So this guy is one of the best guys that I know that I train with to teach. So you got what kind of pointers you got, T?
So setting up, the first thing is stretch, because the one thing that I see when people are trying to do this is their flexibility sucks. So if you can't hit the positions, you're not going to be able to put enough power in the right spots to do it correctly. So stretching ankles, hips, all that stuff. A good stretch to start out with is just drop down and do a squat. Kind of push the hips open, grab your feet, try and get your back to where you have an arch in this position. So you're all the way in the hole, this position. So that'll help you when you're setting up with the snatch.
I notice like your heels are kind of turned in a bit. They're not like, toes are not
to
forward.
get down to that position, you're probably going to want to angle your feet out this way. And that'll also track with your knees as you're going down. So even though my knees are going over my toes when I'm down there, because the weight is over my hips, it's not going to hurt my knees. So if I'm like this, even though my knees are over my toes, everything is over my arch here and in my hips, and then the bar would be here. If I was cleaning snatch, it's up here.
Right. Okay.
So setting it up.
This guy on the Animal Pack website was wondering about like foot stance and like hand positioning.
Okay, so for foot stance, really you're gonna have to play with it to figure out what is the best stance for you. For me personally, it's right here, and I can that's just how I get it. It's probably about shoulder width at the arches, with my heels slightly in. But you'll have to play around. There's some guys that go way closer, and some guys that are further.
Yeah, because like you're taller than me, but then like I feel like I'm going wider, but I got more massive legs than you, because I really do a lot of leg extensions.
I've got these stick legs.
No, but seriously, I understand what you're saying.
Like how long your femur is going to affect where your feet go, so it's like a bunch of different things. So you just got to figure out where you want it.
Okay.
And then for the grip, typically what you want to do is I just grab a bar, and if you find a grip that is about 4 to 6 inches off the top of your head, so something...
The lockout, the space in between.
Trying to find where that spot is.
Gotcha.
So get like a PVC pipe, put it overhead, look in a mirror, and just kind of get a gauge.
Okay.
And it'll also be contingent on your shoulder flexibility. So if you are really inflexible, you're probably going to go wider to compensate so you can get back here. The things you want to be looking for with the arm, the grip, is when it's overhead, can you lock your shoulder blades back and have your arms in line with your ears? So you want to be able to hit this position.
Okay.
And if you get more flexible, you see a lot of like Chinese lifters, they're able to hit that position in their jerk. It's really tough to do though. So be stretching your shoulders out and just play around with the grips.
Okay.
The one thing that I'd like to add about the grip is with snatch, it's really important to learn how to hook grip. So I don't know if they're familiar with hook gripping, but you wrap your thumb around and you grab over your thumb. So if you look at the back side, it looks like this. So once you're in there like that, it's not going to come out no matter what you do.
For all you power lifters that know, Brad Gillingham from Minnesota, that's how he deadlifts 804. Double overhand hook grip.
And your thumb will get used to it after a couple of tries, but what that's going to do is allow you to quit focusing on gripping the bar and loosen your arms, because you need to have loose arms in the snatch.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's setting it up.
All right, so we got 135 on the bar here.
Just playing around with the foot spacing, figure out where you want your grip. Remember, hook grip, when you're going down, you want to, there's a bunch of different ways. Some people start here and go. I typically start up and come down and hit it. The key pointer is when you're coming up, you want your back angle to remain what it is off the floor. So you come up to here, you got the same back angle, chest up, and then as you get to your knees, you push your knees through, and you get to here, and then you pop, and that's where you get your power. So a lot of guys, what they'll do, they come up here and they're going like this, and they just
round their back
and try and wing it up with the same speed off the floor all the way to the ceiling. It doesn't work.
Okay.
You have to be controlled coming off the floor. You don't even want to start really hitting the gas until you're past your knees. So you're accelerating the entire time, but it's a controlled acceleration.
Cool.
So setting it up, hook grip on the bar, thinking chest up, head up, keeping that back angle, come up, and then you hit it, and then catch it. And the catch should be pretty natural, so long as you stretch your shoulders and you're used to
The shoulder
catching with
dislocation.
your shoulder blades back.
Yeah, that's what I suck at, because my shoulder
A
flexibility.
lot of guys, when they are catching it, if they don't have the shoulder flexibility, they'll be like this, like it's in front. So they're trying to do this, whereas you want to be back here like this. Because
Gotcha.
right here, you're not going to be able to sustain it. Especially if you try to squat down like this, it'd be really difficult.
Well, why don't I, because I'm not as good as you, but just to compare like body types and differences, I'll do a set, and then you can critique me. And even though I'm not like a good Olympic lifter like Tyler in strongman, I gotta do it because it's very explosive. I think it really transfers good in the tire flip.
Yeah.
Right? Especially with Tyler. Tyler can flip a 1,000-pound tire like in one motion. So I try my best to pick his brain and do what I can, but it's not as pretty as Tyler's.
Chest up.
Just try to do it more. My problem is like I got the deadlift powerlifter mentality where I try to rip it off the floor and I'm not patient enough to hold it. That was better though.
Yeah, you got good
I don't
power.
know, that was better.
And the thing too, like just what I notice with yours, there's a hop forward, and I have that problem as well. And what that is you're not finishing your pull. So when you're doing the power portion, when you're really hitting the gas right there in those last 2 inches, you get to here, and this is where you're hitting the gas.
Right
Whereas
there, yeah.
You want to
That's my
finish
problem.
up here. So if you're jumping from right here, the bar is going to go straight up from that position and wind up here, and the way to compensate is you hop forward to get it behind you.
Okay.
Whereas if you would wait just a little bit longer, get a longer pull, hit there.
It's like runner to your belly button, yeah?
It depends on like what your grip is and stuff, but yeah, you want to be at least hitting there. So then what that's going to do is put the bar in a path that's going to be behind you when you go to catch it.
Okay.
Because if you pull early, and some guys I see pull right from the knees, they just like jump.
Yeah.
And you can see how when I do that from the side, so right here am I jumping, the bar is that far
Going
away.
forward. It's like your quads kind of hit the bar forward,
You
yeah?
want to have the bar in your hips, kind of your legs under it, and you're jumping up with it to force it to go straight up over your head.
Okay. Once you do one more, man, just to close it up. And I'm gonna hit Tyler from the side here so that everybody can see.
Gotta pull my pants like that.
Yeah, crack kills.
And the things to know are just my chest position. So when I start, I get this position.
Yeah, see, I'm not like that.
So then I come up and I hit it.
Do one more, T.
Okay. And you can even exaggerate that slow pull while you're learning it. So if you come up, just keeping this position, get here.
So they can practice that from the hang, you mean?
You can
If
do
they did it from the hang
or
position?
slow pulls from the floor. So from the hang would be.
I think you told me about this before, the slow pull.
So the slow pull is exaggerating that off the floor. So getting used to coming up and holding this position the whole time. So just using your legs and then getting to right here and then you explode.
Okay.
Whereas a hang, you deadlift it up to here and then you go down, pause here and then come on and hit it.
Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they can learn some good tips from this, but appreciate your time, Tyler, and you are the master. Shout out to Imperial CrossFit, Imperial Fitness.